Was kept in amber, every verdict stacked in files. Birth was entered, data was entered, kin and exile, wounded land. Nothing vanished there uncounted, nothing slipped the clerking hand. So the scholars praised its splendor, so the magistrates slept warm. For the city kept one memory through revolts and market storm. If a village lost its boundaries, if a bloodline broke in two, Nyr-Seth held the old version and declared which one was true. Shelf by shelf, seal by seal, the written wall grew hard as stone, and what began as rescue slowly turned to something like a throne. By the ledgers, break the indexes, let the paper constellations fall. For record can become a kingdom when it speaks too long for can make a prison of a home. They came at dusk without procession, not as armies, not as thieves. Teachers, ferrymen, dispossessed heirs, masons still white with quarry dust. Some had wrists that named their maps, and some had titles stripped by law. Some had fathers filed as traitors by a hand no witness saw. Desperate walked Aaron Nash, was chief examiner of claims, who had spent 3 decades in the lower stacks, correcting births and erasing names. He knew which shelves held charter forgeries, he knew which chambers hummed with lies, he knew how many quiet empires had been lacquered in to verify. Burn ledgers, break the indexes, let the paper constellations fall. For record can become a kingdom when it speaks too long for all. Burn the ledgers, loose the ash wind, send the names beyond the dome. For truth kept under perfect glass can make a prison of a home. Not all falsehood or invention, there was the wound beneath the scheme. Most of it was fact-made, sovereign, fact-arranged to choke the living, the border drawn, never questioned, a census sharpened into chain, a testimony pinned forever to the hour of its worst pain. In any deepest lacquered chamber lay the master woven scroll, a total map of blood and title, work and trespass, vow and soul. Who could marry, who could inherit, who had standing, who had none. A city fed upon remembrance, till remembrance blocked the sun. When the first flame took the dry script galleries, no bells were rung to halt the blaze. The warden stood in stunned devotion, and gold leaf curled in scarlet waves. Some cried out for law, some for lineage, some for proof they'd never owned. Some ran in with through the smoke to save the page that made them known. By midnight, every upper catalog had gone to lifting sparks and heat. The fire climbed the hanging bridges, wax and cedar wept in sheets. Then Darren reached the roof of ladder, turned once toward the smoke-red hall, and cut the brain in memory cables and fed the deepest archive wall. Then all at once the tower
life is gone, but the wound is fine.